Am I the asshole for cutting off my son after his mom passed away? I've been my son's dad since he was 1. He's 27 now. I was friends with his mom for years before she got pregnant and the bio dad took off. I was around helping her with stuff and one thing led to another and we got together. A beautiful story, right? Friends helping friends until you kind of realized you had romantic feelings. Hells yeah. It wasn't really planned or anything, it just happened. Her and I cared for each other deeply, but it wasn't some huge romantic story. We were a partnership. You say that, bud, but like, there's romance in what you described. Absolutely. We got married when Mark was 3, and I adopted him when he was 5. That's really cute. Tammy took care of Mark, me, and my house. I worked and paid for everything. It was a good life. I never wanted kids, but I loved Mark and gave him the home and everything that I could. Not just material goods, but I was there for him when he grew up. I attended all his extracurricular activities, and I taught him how to ride a bike and how to change oil. We took him on vacations, and I made sure that he graduated from university debt-free. Damn. Okay, you did everything you could, literally, to set this kid up for success. Good for you. It sounds like you were a good dad. He was always a good kid, but university changed him. He became distant. He would call to talk to his mom, but not me. Turns out, he met a girl who also was adopted, and she had baggage she decided to share with him. He had contacted his biological father, and I was being displaced. That sounds really tough, dude. Like, you were this person's dad. He never knew another dad. So to get displaced and disrespected, I mean, he has every right to search out his biological dad, and like, you should absolutely encourage that and let him know that you're always there. There's nothing more you can do, right? Mark was everything to Tammy, and she supported him in everything. As his mom, I would expect no less. But it still hurt to be cut out of his life. When Tammy got sick, Mark and I would see each other when he came to see her, but we would barely talk. When she passed away, I saw him at the funeral, and then only heard from him to settle her estate, which was not much. She had a very small life insurance policy that she left Mark. Everything else was mine. Her bank account only had the money we budgeted for. There wasn't much in it because she had been subsidizing Mark's life since he graduated. Ugh. That's tough. That's just like my grandmother and my mom. She completely paid for my mom's life, and then once she died and my grandfather was out of the picture, my mom's sitting there like, oh, where am I going to get money from? Where am I going to get money from? I don't have anybody to get money from. Like clockwork, every month I would deposit her share of our budget, and most of it went to him. Tammy and I had a separate life insurance policy that we set up. It was more substantial than the other one. We originally set them up in case anything happened to us. The other could have money to live off and take care of Mark. I was the beneficiary since I was paying for it. Now that his mom is gone and not helping him pay his bills, Mark is calling me for help. I said, no, Mark, you don't get to do that. You don't get to cut the man off from being your father, get completely distant, and then when life gets hard, decide now is the time to let him back in your life. Oh, I pay my rent this month. Dad, do you want to like hang out maybe? I don't know. You want to go catch some fish, Dad? It's going to cost you $2,000 to hang out with your son, though. Like, these people make me so angry. It's like, that's the thought process, though. Like, I said he had the money from his mom's life insurance. Everything else is quite literally mine. Even the car she drove was leased by me. He is upset with me and said that I obviously never thought of him as a son if he was willing to do this. Well, you never obviously thought of him as a dad if you were so willing to cut him out of your life so easily. It's two-way street, bud. I told him to ask his bio dad for help, since that's who he wanted in his life. His wife, Sarah, the girl from university, called me and said that I would be cut out of their lives and that I would never see my grandchildren. They don't even have kids yet, but I suppose they are starting to plan a family. I told her that I was okay with that, and I am. I miss Tammy, but I'm okay. I have my dogs, I have my job, I see my sisters and their kids, and their grandkids, and I'm totally involved in their lives. So am I the asshole for cutting off financial support to a full-grown man with a job and a wife? No. No. Dude, you were so good to these people. You were so good to these people, and it sounds exactly like my mother. It's crazy how one-to-one. It's like, even the car was theirs. Yep, exactly. Like, even my grandfather had complete ownership of everything after my grandmother died, and my mom felt such righteous fury. She felt like it was deserved. She was entitled to all that stuff. Even though when my grandmother's life ended, she was 50 grand in debt trying to help out my mom and us have good Christmases because we were poor and crap, right? So he had to sell a lot of stuff and do a lot of things just to try and get out of that debt. And meanwhile, my mom could not stop calling him And my older brother could not stop calling him, begging for money for this, begging for money for that, asking for money for this, like he's some bank account. He wasn't. So he quickly wrote them off, which unfortunately I got wrote off too, even though I never asked for a dime from this guy. He is a loser. Just letting you know. My grandpa's a loser. But he wasn't wrong in a lot of things. You are not the a-hole for cutting off a man who is so clearly trying to manipulate your feelings to help him pay for whatever lavish lifestyle he has been afforded by your late wife. And the fact that he's got a wife calling you being like, we're going to cut you off. You're not going to get to see your grandkids because you're not paying our bills. Dude, get over yourself. One commenter says, not the a-hole, you're only protecting yourself. Mark already made his choice to cut you off before his mother's death. He has to live with the consequences just like you do. It's good that you have a support system from your relatives, right? Like, I'm so glad that he's not lonely, but honestly, if he just had his dogs and his job, it seems like this guy would have been fine. He seems like he had friends, he had a career, he had things that he wanted, and he chose to be this kid's parents and adopted him. So, like, it's not your bio dad, but this man was your father. Did you cut out just because? Why? I mean, he didn't do anything to you, it sounds like. It sounds like he was just nice the entire time, and after you went to college, you just decided that you'd rather have a relationship with your real dad. And you know what? That's how you felt. So he walked a different path. Not the a-hole. What do y'all think?